Hi, everybody. Welcome to our
Hello.
weekly live announcement occasion. This time around on Wednesday with David and myself, Gabor. And today's agenda will be 5 very, very interesting points. 2 of them are the same, actually. First one will be a short vision, 5 steps. The second one will be regarding the KYC topic that everybody loves. The third one will be milestones. The fourth one will be the vision itself and strategies a little bit more in depth. And the sixth one will be the fifth one will be the usual AMA.
I loved how you just jumped right into it. Like,
yeah, I jumped right
let's
into
get
it.
down to business.
Yeah, I was waiting it for so much that I just want to just carry on with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Novix, how many people are in? Around 100. 125. Okay, these people gonna be around 200, so they're gonna be arriving by the time when we reach the most important points.
Yeah.
But for the ones who are not coming to the live one but will be listening to this afterwards, I'm gonna just jumpstart right into the middle of it so that they don't have to wait 10 minutes or 15 minutes, so they get the point of what we are here for today right away. So the next vision that I was waiting for so long to talk about, and this is still on the vision side, is 5 very, very short steps. The first one is a self-sustaining economic model. The second one is a Web3 development environment. The third one is to become a PaaS provider, platform as a service. This is something new.
Yeah.
The fourth one is deal flow generating. And the fifth one is state-of-the-art interface. Okay, so this was just a short sum up of what we're going to talk about much more in detail later on. But to jump into something that is interesting for several people who are still kind of stuck in their KYC processes. And again, I want to repeat myself that we never stopped focusing on your KYC processes. It's just we're also learning how this progresses in the blockchain industry. And we also had many, many talks with BlockPass, and finally I can say that we were able to figure out
Oh yeah, finally.
how we can solve not everybody's, but most of the people's issues. So how KYC worked so far is that basically BlockPass is an outside third-party platform service provider, and they basically had an automated KYC identifier. So people who went through the automated system got KYC verified right away, but the ones who got stuck, these people, and this can be for many reasons. I mean, just a bad quality picture or just the wrong documents uploaded and stuff like that. So anything can happen. Those people got stuck and they are basically channeled into a pool. And I don't want to exactly say the term how we talk about this pool, but this is the pool of the unlucky. Let's put it that way. And these are the KYCs that are getting reviewed by the BlockPass people manually. And you can imagine that this can take even up to weeks. So we try to figure out a way how we can get around this situation, because we're under time pressure, because by the 27th of February, everybody has to be able to complete their KYC process. Otherwise, people who already committed Matic will not be able to claim those unless they verify their KYC. So we discussed with BlockPass that we will have 2 agents from our support team directly helping them with the manual part of this process, which means that those people who get to this KYC pool inside of BlockPass from Nexters will be able to kind of jump the queue and come right into the beginning of it, to the front, and will be manually assisted by our customer service, which means that they won't have to wait for that long, and probably it will be an easier thing to pass. But still, there is the possibility that we cannot identify you guys, not everybody. In terms of number, what this means, terms of numbers, what this means is that we have around 400 people waiting still for KYC, but only 31 of these people are ones who committed Matic and thus received NXTT tokens but cannot claim them. So we will be focusing on these 38 individuals, and we'll try to solve their issues as soon as possible.
You guys are jumping the queue.
Yes, you guys are jumping the queue, but what you have to know is that there are particular situations when, for instance, your name matches with a politician. That's actually bad luck.
Yeah.
And that way you kind of hit the red flag on the AML blacklist, and that way we can't really do anything. So there is no skipping the line there, because if you're that unfortunate, then probably you won't be able to get around this whole thing. So that's just unlucky, and we can do nothing about that, because if we let you through, guys, even though that you hit that button, then basically that risks all next Earth and the company and the people behind it. So that is something that we have to do really strictly.
We can make the process faster, but we can't change the process itself, basically.
Yes, and this process will have to be done over and over again when you apply for a new Launchpad project, because the KYC itself is depending on the particular project that you want to purchase its token. So it's not about the Launchpad, it's not about BlockPass, it's about the project. But yeah, for the ones who are easily doing that, it's not a problem. The ones who get stuck will probably get stuck next time too, if they made the same mistake or they are in the same situation. But again, as I told you, we are trying to solve this issue so that next time the user experience will be far more better, faster, easier. But still, again, those who are accidentally and unluckily are named in the same way as a politician, then you guys, I told the product owner to look after the so-called DDI, the decentralized digital identity concept, and maybe that could be a solution to your problems, but this is something that we also have to discover. So this is how the KYC issue looks like. We are able to get around it. We are trying to learn from the whole experience, and hopefully, as from 38 people, I don't want to guess, but I hope that nobody is gonna get stuck. We'll see. Okay, next one, milestones. We did reach some of the crazy milestones that are just unbelievable, and on the weekend we passed the $1 million mark with the charity pool. That is just insane, and we feel amazed about that. And
I would love to see how big our charity contributions are like on the global market. Like, we've started this whole organization not so long ago, and we already have more than $1 million in the charity pool. It's like show me another company or organization that does that. I think it's crazy.
Actually, I'm trying to figure out which charity organization, how much money we sent to, but I'm pretty sure that I'm not gonna find this in our Slack right now. So yeah, maybe for next time we're gonna collect that. But $1 million is $1 million, and that is insanely crazy for a project that's been only ongoing for 6 months. And let's see how much time we need for the next 1 million.
Yeah.
We also jumped a milestone on Discord. We jumped above 60,000 users, which is, again, I think it's an amazing thing. And also congratulations to NoX2, who's actually just sitting over there. Nice work with the community. Just an amazing community.
Thank you, guys.
We also surpassed 5,000 NXTT owners, which is also a very nice milestone.
Oh yeah,
although
absolutely.
I'm pretty sure that we are going to be reaching new and new milestones regarding that number. Let me just check out how many we have right now. It's 5,240 owners. So, okay, that was a fast 240 jump compared to the 5,000.
And I think it's going to get faster in the next couple of months.
Well, especially with being more than 40,000 landowners.
Yeah.
Actually, I was just looking at the data, how many landowners Sandbox or Decentraland has, but I don't want to jump into that. Maybe we might see that next
yeah,
time.
I read that report too.
Less.
A lot less.
Okay, but it's different. We don't want to compare ourselves with them.
Yeah.
Obviously. Okay, so after KYC and milestones, let's jump back to the vision, because there was something
The big vision.
I was waiting for so long. So the one sentence I want to share with everybody is the vision goal. And the vision goal is that Nexters will become a platform as a service provider where technical and economic structure is set to create the engine of the decentralized Web3 metaverse. Hooray.
That was not
Hooray.
complicated at all.
Hooray.
That was really easy to process.
So what does that mean?
Let's unpack
unwheel.
this. Yeah, let's unpack this.
Unpack this one. So first step, create a crystal clear DAO governed or even open sourced IT development environment with a self-sustaining economic model behind. Second, convert into a PaaS, so platform as a service provider, with a launchpad solution through which this ecosystem will fund, incubate, accelerate projects coming from community members, crypto companies, or mainstream companies looking to enter the crypto space. Third, allowing third-party integrations into the platform and catalyzing them through deal flow generating blockchain startup ecosystems. Wow, that sounds funky too, but David's gonna tell you guys what
Yeah, I
it's all
think I'm
about.
gonna go into a bit more detail, but let's see.
And the fourth part, build a state-of-the-art immersive interface, AR, VR, Holo, or whatever tech, for users and businesses so they can enjoy the full potential of the metaverse. So these 1, 2, 3, 4 steps
I think
are going to take us to that one sentence at the beginning.
Yeah, I think I still want to go a bit deeper than that so everybody understands what we're talking about. So let's just go through these 4 steps again.
Yeah, I'm going to give the word over to you.
Yeah,
and
thanks.
Just let's jump right into the middle of it and just go and take the guys deeper. And, you know, I was waiting for this so much that I kind of have this, I feel it on myself that I kind of have this monotone voice now, right?
I sense that.
I want to say everything the right way that I have it inside in my mind, and that is like so important. But yeah, let David take us down the rabbit hole. Of course.
Okay. Yeah, I sense that. Like you started talking and like in a very sort of constant energy level and everything. And I've known you for half a year now, and I know when you do that, that practically means that you're just about to explode. So
okay. But what is going to happen is that I'm going to explode while you're speaking.
Yeah,
so
okay.
that's going to be comfortable.
So listen to me and look at him.
Sorry for that.
Okay, so let's talk about those 4 steps. So step 1, again, create a crystal clear DAO governance system, or even like an open source development environment with a self-sustaining economic model behind. So we've done the economy. We've done the economic modeling. You've seen that in the white paper. That's what we've been always telling you guys, like the token economics and the whole economic structure, that's the foundation of everything. But now that the economy is done, we need to fill it up with services and features. And in order to do that, we already want to start testing out the DAO governance system. And I think we already mentioned this last week. We're going to be creating a public roadmap with voting, and it's coming pretty soon, where you can vote on the most important improvements of Next Earth that will enable the economy. We've also completely restructured how the IT development is done within the company, so new ideas are actually driven by you guys. We've been telling you this from day one. We want to build this metaverse with you, right? So these 2 changes will help us kickstart this whole business development so we can move on to the second step, which is converting NextEarth into a platform as a service provider, PaaS, with a Launchpad solution so the ecosystem can fund, incubate, accelerate projects from community members, crypto companies, or even mainstream companies looking to enter the crypto space. And I've been working on how to explain this to people, because if you're coming from the tech space, PaaS is not going to be unfamiliar to you. But if it is, let me just tell you this. Like, think of it like this. In Web 2, you have the online infrastructure driven by cloud hosting providers like AWS or Google Cloud. In Web 3, this infrastructure is given by a public blockchain, right? So in our case, that's practically Polygon at the moment, right? Now, NextEarth is the Google App Engine for Web 3. What that means is that you will be able to launch new products and new services within the NextEarth metaverse, and we are building a whole system of APIs and connectors, just like you can develop apps on the Google App Engine, or how you can use the Facebook API to build your own marketing applications. This is what's going to happen ultimately. NextEarth becomes a platform as a service provider, and you're going to be able to build your own stuff onto the NextEarth metaverse. Now, with our Launchpad, we will also put growth of this whole ecosystem on steroids. The ecosystem will accelerate projects with the highest impact coming from community members. But our business development team is reaching out to thousands of startup communities and mainstream brands who are looking to enter into the crypto space, and we're going to accelerate their entry into the metaverse. Now, in that sense, our Launchpad is basically the Google Ventures arm of that ecosystem. So if you think about this, we're really not reinventing how this structure can be done. We've seen that happening in Web 2, but we also recognize the fact that this whole ecosystem does not exist in Web 3 at the moment. And whoever wants to win in the metaverse game, they will need to be able to host thousands, if not tens of thousands of businesses within the metaverse. We cannot build that, but as a community, we definitely can. And that brings us to the third point, which is allowing third-party integrations into the platform and catalyzing them through a deal flow. So once our core infrastructure is done, the APIs and the whole system, we will open up applications for new partners to join this ecosystem. And in the meantime, as I said, our business development team is already looking for strategic partners that we can integrate ASAP while we are building this ecosystem, while we are building this core infrastructure. Just to name one, and I'm actually not going to give you names, just sort of hint one, but I've learned my lesson. But we are working with a well-respected partner in the industry to enable things like land NFT-based mortgages and NFT rentals. And I'm going to shut up now. Yeah. And that brings us to the fourth step, which is building the state-of-the-art immersive interface, AR, VR, Holo. Actually, I've been thinking of the holodeck from Star Trek, but never mind. So our users and businesses can truly enjoy and seize the full potential of the metaverse. This will basically broaden the possibilities of who and how can build applications within the metaverse. See, the moment you have this whole platform as a service infrastructure, AR and VR starts to make real sense. It's not just about like a gaming environment when you can just run around and meet people with like their digital avatars, but it's actually providing real economic experiences for people where businesses can actually provide services. So first create the sort of PaaS system, start integrating third parties, and once we have this whole ecosystem running, we just install AR, VR, and the whole state-of-the-art interface and just broaden up the possibilities of what can be done and what businesses can develop into this infrastructure. There's not much to talk about yet apart from this, but we are also working in the background to take our position on the market and to be able to deliver the best there is. Done. Done.
Okay, there wasn't... Oh. Microphone back. There were no points of interception for me in that one.
Yeah.
And
I'm surprised.
And we went and we basically ran through that in 20 minutes, which is
what now?
Which is crazy. And we can go more in depth, but honestly, I think for those who who get the hang of it, who kind of understand what you just said and what we are talking about right now, they need time. So
I think this one,
this
I
has
think,
to settle.
yeah, I think this one
has
is
to
big.
settle.
Like, we're literally not just creating an interface where you can just run around. We're literally creating the sort of the next level platform of Web3.
From here, all people have to see is brand names,
Yeah,
company partnerships, acquisitions,
yeah,
and how we structure them together
yeah.
and how we introduce them. And this is what is going to happen in the upcoming weeks. Every week when we come, we are hopefully bringing you news regarding how this whole vision is processing. And
Let's start name dropping.
and and based on what I've seen in the roadmap and what we have discovered so far, it's not going to be too hard to satisfy you guys every week and bring you more and more high-end stuff. So it is going to be insane. This vision is it's something that has basically endless, limitless possibilities. So I won't even I won't even discuss this anymore, because I think regarding with the questions we're gonna be touching this surface more and more again and again, and I'm interested what the people want to see from this and what they understood from this, because if you have this out of nothing, I mean, it can be a surprise. If you know what this is all about, then you already know what this can be capable of becoming, and we are working on it to maximize what is inside of this possibility and opportunity.
And if you guys think back, I've been telling you guys for a couple of weeks now that the metaverse is the first actual real world application of Web3. And now you understand why, right? Because we're going to have the first platform as a service providers within Web3. We don't actually have that yet. Like, there are a lot of like public blockchain layers, and there are a couple of service providers on top of that make creating dApps easier. But there is no like Google App Engine within a metaverse yet.
You know what feeling I have inside? Is the feeling that
Do I want to know?
Yeah, actually want to know. Is when you wait for something to talk about, and when you talk about it, and you're there, and okay, what
You're
comes
just, now
next?
what?
And now what? And it's like, okay, okay, I feel myself cheering on the inside, but you know, we just have to. We're at this point, and from this on, we can say the brands that we are working with, and we can introduce them, and we can onboard them, and we can figure out what type of Web 2.0 type of interfaces we start using, and all of these kind of things, the Launchpad projects, and everything that's on the roadmap, and it is going to be crazy. And from this on, I think we will be able to talk much more clearly about how we plan to structure this and what is the aim and what are the goals of what we are doing right now. But after this,
can we look at the YouTube questions?
Yes,
well,
please,
we can't
because
see
we
them.
only see the Discord AMA.
Yeah. We can see the announcement AMA channel on Discord, so if you guys have any questions, just make sure that you pop over there and start typing.
Yep, and already collected some, and I'm going to jump into these. A few are regarding non-vision questions, but I'm pretty sure that after I finish 4 or 5 of these, then we're going to have many of the vision-related ones. Wallet issues. There is one that is the biggest, and it's bigger than the non-circulating supply. How can that be? All right, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
The reason for that is that big wallet is basically all of the vested tokens. I talked with our architect and with our market maker, and they will be structuring the wallets in a way that you will be able to see their names on Polygon scan and stuff like that. So you will be able to see which wallet, what size it is, how it's using the tokens, how many tokens are in there, how many still vested and stuff like that. So it will be crystal clear Hopefully by next week it will be able to be seen by everybody. Okay, so we're gonna take care of that. You don't have to worry about it. Although you can also see on the price chart of NXDT that you don't really have to be afraid that this is a pump and up kind of project and we're gonna just run away with the money. And that is where basically, because of very good reasons. The first one is that we were able to fund the project right away with land sales. And the second one is that this dude here gave us a really good economy and a tokenomics architect. And that way you can see that on the price chart. It's so stable, it's nice. We're totally satisfied with it, but I'm not going to say anything more regarding NXDT. Cool. So that's with the wallet issue. When is our KIC going to pass? I think I just mentioned that we are going around BlockPass and delegating to support people directly from our team so that they can manually review those KYCs which were basically thrown to this pool by the automated KYC software of BlockPass. So hopefully out of these 38 people, actually I just received the news that from this 38 we have around 18 remaining. So that means that 20 of these people have been already verified by the team. So that's what I call fast reaction. Very cool. Thanks for that, guys. Okay, what is the deal with Polygon Studios? Oh yes, yesterday we announced, or actually Polygon Studios finally announced our collaboration. But what is the exact deal with Polygon Studios? Obviously, that is something that we cannot share right now. And what we're gonna do together, well, just hop onto Polygon Studios, look at the partners that they have, and I think from that it's kind of easy to figure out. But details we don't really want to share right now because it's still in the early phases of the metaverse. So kind of that's inside strategy, if I can say that. What else do we have? What happens with unclaimed tokens? Nice question. Maybe next time.
It comes up all the time.
It comes up all the time. We already have some ideas. We're looking at what the community is saying. Obviously the rational ideas. And we will be deciding based on what type of feedbacks we receive, what would be the best in terms of fundamentals, in terms for the community members and for the NXDT. Okay.
There is a question that popped up for 3 times while you were talking, and that was about merge and split of lands in future development. It's in the backlog of the Next Earth roadmap, and let me try and give you a more concrete response once I've managed to talk to the team. There are probably about a gazillion items on the backlog right now, and it's all driven by our roadmap, which we published last time.
And by the way, guys, there is going to be like a Trello-like interface integrated into the website, and you will be able to follow all the backlogs and all the IT bugs, issues, fixes that are planned and are in the pipeline. And hopefully, after some time, you will also be able to vote on these. And also, what we just discussed, to kind of not just upvote it, but also delegate and give suggestions on what should be done.
Yeah, I mean that would make the products team a whole lot easier, actually.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
Because we have you guys who already know what they want, so we want to create that two-way communication.
Yeah, so that's gonna happen.
What else do we have here?
There? I can follow up here.
You can just keep going through your list.
Okay, how many gaming companies are we talking with, and how many games are expected on Next Earth? Well, actually, we're talking with 6 or 7 gaming companies about acquisition and about collaboration. How many games are expected on Next Earth? Last time, I think I said unlimited, but it's like definitely we want to see a lot. I think the Earth is a big enough place for many games to be hosted, or it can be multi-layered or whatever, but let's just not deep dive that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
A lot. That's the answer. We don't know exactly when, but we're working on it like hell.
How many games you can have on the internet?
Unlimited.
That's kind of like a similar question.
Web3, metaverse, unlimited possibilities, same. And it doesn't just have to be on our platform. I mean, it can be just
Loosely connected to the platform, even,
or it can be through a play to earn guild, or it can be through just a collaboration, or it can be through treasury asset purchases. I mean, it's just unlimited possibilities.
Yeah. Also, another question that kept popping up was about staking. So actually, you don't know this yet either, but I was told by our mathematician that
every time I learn something here.
Nice. Anyway, so I'm actually expecting to have the mathematical model done by next Friday, which means that within a month or so, we will be able to tell you guys something more specific about how staking will exactly work. Oh, hold on. That's actually what we promised, that staking would come early Q2.
I can't wait for that. I cannot wait for that, because that is going to be giving the fundamental economic background of the vision that we just talked about, the platform as a service vision.
Yeah.
Can you say a few words regarding that? Like how the stake reward pool is connected to the companies which give services or products.
Oh, absolutely.
Why is this good for the landowners, for the token holders, for the community? How can they be integrated? I mean, I think this is a thing that we can be talking about. I can also jump in, but I want...
Staking is my baby.
Yes,
so
yes,
yeah, no. So here's the thing. I've mentioned this a couple of times already, but the more companies and service providers, games, whatever we have within the Next Earth metaverse, they will always be providing services, generating revenue through providing services, and whatever revenue they're generating, a portion of that, and I think we can start calling it a tax. It's being taxed within the metaverse, and they're paying it into the decentralized reward pool.
Let me just jump in, because again, how I was listening to you, it just came to my mind like, okay, you're talking about this and this, and who's gonna pay? But I mean, just like give us an example of what's gonna happen, like what company is going to do it. My short answer to my own question is then
it's not new. It's not a new thing.
Hopefully next week you will be able to hear about the first Launchpad project that is not the Next Earth, but on the Next Earth Launchpad.
They're gonna be the first service providers.
And hopefully after another week you will be able to hear about the second one. And with that too, I'm pretty sure that everybody is gonna be just like, oh, now I understand. Oh, is that easy?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's just unbelievable that nobody's doing this. And that is not true. Probably like kind of doing it, but not in this structure. And we're also going to talk about what type of, when we finally bring you guys one or two projects that you see that are forming, that has a light paper, that can be imagined, and that starts to be developed, then we're going to tell you gazillion ideas on what can be done next to the NFT galleries, to the online casinos, to the play to earn games, or whatever that can be hosted, that is basically integrated through a smart contract system into the Next Earth ecosystem and automatically just pays into the stake rewards pool.
And I also want to emphasize that last time we told you guys about how we're opening up the sort of lots of elements on the roadmap to third parties, like skins, for example, because we realize that if we have multiple companies developing skins for Next Earth Land, then we don't have to do it. These companies will be doing it. But as they create and sell those skins, they will be generating revenue, and a portion of that is going to automatically come into the Next Earth decentralized reward pool.
And they will be much more motivated than if we were doing a low-hanging fruit tiering and just
they're even going to compete with each other.
But this will be like basically decentralization of B2B.
Exactly. And that's why like platform as a service is so strong and powerful.
And this is what Web3 is about.
You have such strong network effects. Such strong network effects. Imagine you have like 5 different land skins providers who are competing for you to buy their own skins, and they will be actually creating all sorts of opportunities, so you can actually see why it's worth having that skin over that skin. And they are going to be competing with each other, and economics 101 competition is good.
Let me interrupt, because I've seen a few questions again. Any big marketing campaign? That is my favorite question. we did some nice marketing campaigns already. We had around, I think, 700 articles in January. And
Yeah, it was 700.
And if you just search, I mean, Nexters on YouTube, you can see that there are more than 100 videos. And some of the pretty nice key opinion leaders also talked about us. But what you have to know is the positive side of starting next to a low price Bitcoin with the token launch, which by the way you can see already, but hopefully when Bitcoin goes back to 70K, you will be able to see it much better. But on the other half, the dark side of this whole concept was that even though we were doing the marketing, it had a much lesser effect since, Bitcoin drives the market. So if Bitcoin is low, then alts are even lower, and the amount of money that people can spend or just the interest in new projects basically is lower. But for those who got inside in that 2.1 million soft cap, basically can be the happiest people because they were able to get that much tokens because the prices were low and the marketing didn't have that effect that it should have had while being about, let's say, a 50 plus K Bitcoin. And back to it, we continuously do the marketing and we'll be doing major campaigns once all the pictures and all the pieces are put together, because now the vision is rolled out. I'm sure we're going to talk about that a lot. We're going to talk on Discord. We're going to talk on the next announcement too, when we introduce the project and the next project and the acquisition and the partnership. And when all of this comes together, and we're not just talking about a vision anymore, but we're talking about exact partnerships going on and rolling out. That is the time when I think the next type of marketing button should be hit.
Yeah,
and we
definitely
should jump to the next level. But now we can be burning the project's money and your money, guys, but I don't really see the point of it. I mean, what I see is that we progress nicely. I mean, come on, we have 100+ million market cap right now, which is a very nice valuation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's time to build.
It's always, it's a dangerous thing to talk about market cap because that correlates back to NFT price.
Yeah.
And then, we say if it's cheap or expensive or whatever. We're not talking about that. So anytime when we talk about these things, nothing regarding NXTT, all right? We're never gonna tell you anything regarding what we think about NXTT.
Yeah, don't even ask us about the token price. We will never answer those questions.
We are working on delivering the best that we can and putting together a strategy for the whole platform so that we can maximize the possibilities that lie in front of us, because I mean, it's just freaking minefield right now. And it's full with positive things that are waiting for us. Okay.
No, Kane, I'm not answering you.
Yeah, nice. What price we expect by the end of the year? Yes, that is the thing that we are.
The answer is yes.
Yes, yes. Okay, what else do we have? Do we already have deal flow generating partners? Who are these? Nice question. David?
I don't think we should talk about that yet. We have like a whole strategy laid out and everything. And I actually thinking of saving it for an announcement maybe in the next couple of weeks. What do you think?
I would love to talk about it. But if you are saying this answer, there must be a deeper reason behind it. So I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
look,
kick the table on you.
Let me just tell you this. We haven't talked anything about how we're gonna generate deal flow, and we're already swimming through a sea of opportunities. And even after slimming them down, we still have over 40 projects within our deal flow. I already said that number last week. So I don't think we have an issue with deal flow at the moment.
What I really want to say is the name of these companies that we want to work together, or the projects that we are going to do. But at this point, we still cannot do it. And this is why I feel kind of half emptiness. To even telling the vision. But, you can't really put the stuff in the bag yet. But there is a reason to that. And yeah, I'm really waiting for that time when we can clearly talk about these. And when it's, It's as
Just make
crystal
sure that
clear
you keep
saying.
following us in the next couple of weeks because
Yeah, and it's
just
really the next
stacking on
couple
top
of weeks.
yeah.
So yeah, until I mean, by the end of Q1, you will be able to see like basically, if we can say that for now, before today, you've seen 1 out of 10. Now you see 3 out of 10, and I hope that by the end of March, you will be able to see 5, 6 out of 10.
Yeah,
If I
absolutely.
can somehow try to visualize on how much info we were able to give out or we have inside, and we know that it could be kind of annoying. I mean, if I were listening, I would be annoyed, like, okay, the guy is saying, okay, we have 42 leads, like, who are these? And you can't like say anything at this point.
I can't say
But
anything at
but
this
but
point.
but this is something like, if we would meet you guys last August and we would be telling these, that's pointless. You don't have weight for your words. What I feel, and honestly, in a humble way, I hope that we were able to reach this point by now, is that we are delivering. We are delivering as fast as possible. We
Yeah.
would always love to deliver faster and better, etc., etc. But what I see right now is, just to be a half-year-old project, that's not a bad position and bad situation and a bad maturity level that we are in right now. So, and especially that's gonna be taking a very nice form in the coming months too. So
Oh, absolutely.
cool.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you don't want to talk about that?
No, not
Understood.
yet. Not yet.
But we have we have more of these partners. Okay. Why is PaaS such a game changer? So why is platform as a service such a game changer?
So I can give you guys an economic answer. Just a quick mathematical exercise, right? So imagine how expensive it was to launch a software company on the internet in 2000, 22 years ago. You had to rent your own servers, literally set up a server room. You needed to build every single thing from scratch. There was no GitHub. There were no software as a service providers. There were no softwares to build or develop or host your application. And once you've developed it, you would actually need to go to the client's office, go into their server room, and install your software onto their computers. What happened 10 years after that is that Google Cloud, Google App Engine came around. And today, 20 years after this whole situation, how much does it cost for you to build a software application that runs on the internet? If you know how to code, it's probably less than $10,000. 20 years ago, it was over $3 million, which means that if the cost of creating a new business goes down, more businesses come to the internet, more businesses come to the metaverse, more businesses come to Web3. That creates competition, that creates an efficiency of services, and that basically fosters innovation. What we're doing as a platform, as a service provider, is we are going to take the cost of launching a Web3 company from here to here. You won't need to deal with the infrastructure. You won't need to deal with how or where will I get customers. You won't need to deal with how and where will I be able to run my application and what will the interface be, because the Next Earth Metaverse as a platform will answer that question for you.
I would love to add two things to
Yeah.
that. First of all, is that the entry barrier to our metaverse will be much lower than compared to some of the already existing ones.
Yeah.
Because there, if you want to buy a parcel, you have to pay like $15,000 or $20,000 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. But here, basically, you can still purchase lands for $1 or 0.5 or even 0.2 at some locations, which is unbelievably lowering the entry fee, the entry barrier. And I think that will be a major difference on the long run, even on the midterm. And
Also,
yep.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
The other one is that you said how cheaper it becomes to create a business in regards to Web3 on the metaverse and on Next Earth. But if you think more deeper into the structure of it, it's not just cheaper, but if you can pitch a good business plan that can be integrated into a decentralized economy that we have created, then you don't even have to have that $10,000 because the Launchpad will be giving you the financing part. So it will fund you with hundreds of $1,000s. So you're not just sending 3 million or 10,000, you will be receiving hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Economics call that commoditization. Like launching a new service or launching a new product becomes a commodity. It will be easy, it will be simple, it will be plug and play.
And it will be basically already having a return on investment right away.
Immediately.
And you can jumpstart it on a much higher scale. Thanks to it being in the digital economy, you can scale it to infinity. You already have the financing at the beginning. So basically, Next Earth platform incubates your business. Afterwards, it also accelerates it. So you don't have to just not pay for whatever you do, but get paid for it. But you don't even have to do the marketing because the community itself will be motivated to use your service or products because it will be part of the ecosystem, and that way it will be basically feeding the stake reward pool, which will be allocated back to the landowners themselves.
Yeah.
And not to go into work to earn or learn to earn or whatever concept, because I think that is a topic for maybe a month or 1.5 months later on.
Absolutely.
But
absolutely.
definitely if you go down that road that you just said, like the 3 million or the 10,000, here's the 0 point, and from this on you can even have already a positive ROI and finance yourself by the community right away. The community can become owner and they can already accelerate the project, and not to talk about VCs or other kind of concepts later on, but
it all ties back into true digital ownership.
Just put this concept together that anybody can basically with zero funding start a project, integrate it into Next Earth, and even accelerate it inside the Next Earth ecosystem.
Also,
and this is only just the beginning of it.
Also, just to give you guys another perspective, Gartner says that within 5 years, 25%, 1 out of every 4 people on Earth will be part of the metaverse. That's 2 billion people, right? So that's where we're headed. 2 billion people.
Actually,
and hold on, sorry. Today, there are 300 million people who are in the crypto industry. 300 million people, and in 5 years, it's going to be 2 billion. Think about that. That's almost a 10x. That's like 8x, 7x growth within 5 years.
Unbelievable.
And what's even more important is that the majority of these people will look at, if you follow me on Twitter, you will see I've been already talking about this. For the majority of these 1.7 billion people, they will actually experience crypto as the metaverse. For them, cryptocurrency and Web3 equals to the metaverse. Just like in 2015, there were a couple separately conducted research projects in Indonesia and Africa. And there were complete communities in Nigeria and in Indonesia where people solely used the internet to join and log into Facebook. And when they asked them, do you use the internet? They said no. But you're using Facebook, right? Yeah, I'm always on Facebook. What are you using Facebook for? That's where I connect with my friends. That's where I get my news. That's where I buy products. So you're using the internet. No. I've never been on the internet. That's what they said. The next 1.7 billion people, I guarantee you 80% of those people will treat the metaverse the exact same way. And that means that those 1.7 billion people will need businesses that they can buy from because they are moving on to the metaverse. They are going to be living their lives within the metaverse.
Or businesses that they can work in.
Yeah.
In the metaverse.
Make money and spend money. Right?
Like,
that's what makes the economy go.
Like the JP Morgan Metaverse issued document that I read just before we came here.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. I mean, third world country employees don't have to basically migrate to anywhere because they can do their work in the metaverse with an internet connection.
Also,
for Western wages.
Also, exactly. Also, Goldman Sachs said that the metaverse, this is what makes the metaverse an $8 trillion business opportunity. Because if there are 2 billion people moving onto the metaverse, you can already see that like what Facebook has 2.9 billion people as users, and what there are like 50 million or 100 million businesses advertising on there. let's just be very pessimistic. I'm not talking about 100 million businesses. I'm talking about 100,000 businesses within the next 5 years, right? Now, those 100,000 businesses will need to launch somewhere and somehow. And what they will start looking for immediately as they start creating those businesses is going to be a platform as a service provider.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure that these businesses are going to attend on multiple metaverse platforms.
Absolutely.
That's pretty sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the strategy, guys. That's the vision.
I just heard about this survey yesterday. I had a radio interview,
Mm-hmm.
and there I told them that I think the metaverse is already here, and more than 25% of the people are already in the metaverse. It's just not organized in the way that we are organizing right now in the blockchain ecosystem.
Yeah.
And this is not just about Next Earth. This is also about Sandbox, Decentraland, and all of the others. Because at one point, we are going to be a decentralized Web3 net. And hopefully we will be able to kind of force the centralized ones to join this type of ecosystem because it's just better for the customers.
Exactly.
Okay.
Are we done?
Any more questions? Let's see. Because if we can
Yeah,
stick
let's
to this
take a look at
50-minute mark, that would be nice because probably more of the people will.
We are getting better. Let's see.
Found anything?
Yeah, the resources question came up again. It is on our roadmap. You can see that it is on our roadmap, and we will keep posting updates on how resources on Next Earth will be used as we move forward.
Yes, but at the very beginning, it will be basically all of the lands will be yielding units.
Correct.
And we'll see how that those units will be differentiated by time. And obviously, we can also. Yeah, I don't think I want to go too deeply into that, but I would just say play to earn game.
Bang.
Bang.
Okay.
What else? I also had one. Do you have any updates on the NXTT airdrop? No updates. As
We need to
said,
wait for
regarding
the end of the claiming
the
period.
airdrop and regarding. So what happened with the unclaimed and what happens with the unsold hardcap tokens will be communicated after the 27th.
Cool, guys.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we're gonna carry on Discord. But
Yeah.
I think we were enough for today. Actually, I got quite tired because I don't know. It was just kind of high level thinking of what we can say or not we can say. This is going to be a trap forever.
It does get exhausting. Yeah, it does get exhausting. We just keep talking and talking and talking, and then we're like,
probably 30 degrees Celsius in here.
Yeah, again, I think like
haven't sold the air conditioning.
we need to get AC in here by next week. That's what I said last week.
Okay, no, that's your number one task for the week. Okay, so I think we're done. Yeah, I think we're done.
Cool, guys. Thank you so much for listening in and watching us, and see you on Discord.
Yeah, see you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks.